latest democracy risk report by the Afrobarometer, which has indicated 87%. So that's the figure, 87%, meaning almost 9 people, that is 9 in every 10 Ghanaians, believing the country is heading in the wrong direction. This comes 141 days to the 2024 December poll to select a new president and parliamentarians for the country. Details of the Afrobarometer report suggest a massive decline in democracy satisfaction among many countries in Africa, with Ghana experiencing a double-digit decline. In 2011-2013, the percentage of Ghanaians that were satisfied with democracy stood at 74%.
That was satisfied?
Satisfied,
yeah.
Yes, with democracy stood at 74%, meaning that almost 7 in 10 Ghanaians were happy with the democracy that we are running. However, 10 years later, 2021, 2023, the rate has declined to 51%, indicating a 23 percentage point decline. This shows a decreasing popularity of democracy among Ghanaian folks over the years. Now, when you go to another section of the report, they talk about let me give the rejection of military rule, how the people feel when it comes to military rule. In 2011-2013, the rejection stood at 86%, meaning that almost 9 out of 10 Ghanaians were rejecting any form of military rule in the country.
Yeah.
In 2021-2023, based on the report from the Afrobarometer, only 68% are doing that. That's also a percentage drop of 18%, meaning that now it has reduced from almost 9 to almost 7. So there's a worry there. Now, Dave, it's not just that. When you look at this report, and yesterday, God bless Professor John Osai Kwapong of the CDD, he sent me the report. Now, Dave, when you look at the country going in the wrong direction or not, Dave, it's alarming that we live in a country where 87% believe the country is heading in the wrong direction. That clearly is a catalyst for chaos. And it means that Dave, going into the elections, the social contract between the government and us, or the aspirant and us, which is the manifestos, must fashion out these things. Because Dave, one of the key reasons that was coming out when you read the full report, it's a 44-page report, jobs. The state of the economy. Again, when we juxtapose that with the last month's release by the Human Development Index of the UNDP, it's also jobs, unemployment, and all that. So it seems as if all the references people are given for these surveys comes to 2-3 largely.
And if you listen to what politicians say to you, and today don't miss our total recall for today. I mean, it dovetails into what this story talks about, this Afrobarometer report. So don't miss total recall for today. It dovetails into this. And, when politicians mount the platforms during campaign periods like now, and they are speaking to Ghanaians, they make it sound as if they have us at heart. So you talk about the economy being part of the concerns that Afrobarometer talks about as to why Ghanaians don't trust the democracy. Look at, aside from joblessness or the rate of unemployment, look at the cedi to dollar right now. Look at the inflation. Now it's hovering around 23 before it went up as high as 54.something%. Look at fuel prices that went up. And on Monday, we're told that trotros and commercial vehicles are going to increase their fares by 15%.
There was a statement last night that they've rescinded the decision, yes.
But again, I mean, definitely it will come. This is all some kind of machinations that, because they know it's going to make the government unpopular and all that. But the point is this: when you come and promise heaven, and people don't experience it, they don't see it. And rather, we're talking about people asking for, an airline to be passed so they can drive without speed limits and use sirens. Is that what the Ghanaian needs right now?
Dave, you see, the Afrobarometer has done 9 rounds of survey. What they did this year, what they just released, was looking at how democracy is at risk, especially having cognizance of the fact that 6 countries have transitioned from democratic rule to military rule. Now, Dave, it's a 44-page report. I'll find time and we interrogate it proper. But Dave, for me, there are pointers in there that affirms what we are saying and what we've always discussed. For example, 55% of Ghanaians who responded believe that the president is corrupt. And officials at the presidency are corrupt. Again, 34% believe that local governments are corrupt. Dave, 77 of the respondents believe that corruption has increased in the past years. So if you have 77, almost 8 of them believing corruption has increased, almost 6 of them believing officials of the presidency and the president is corrupt, then we have almost 9 believing the country is heading in the wrong direction. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you that the pulse of the country is at a place that is not good. And David, you see, I've always said that when these exercises come, instead of jettisoning it and making it seem as if somebody doesn't like you, because the Afrobarometer is a very credible report. And Dave, people shouldn't mistake it. Just yesterday, Fitch Solutions also came again and said that the NDC will 54%.
Yes,
They did. And this is their mid-year review, meaning January to June, per their assessment. They've done that in 2023. The EIU have done same. Even Prof. Sapon's report said that Bawumia is popular than Mahama, but the NDC will win the election. The NDC is a popular party. So it tells you that all these reports, and David, you see, it's not just one report. Pick Fit Solutions, pick Afrobarometer, pick EIU report, pick the Ghana Statistical Service Multi-Population, whatever, the MPI, pick the UNDP Human Report Index. It tells you clearly that the pulse of the country is not at a good place. And if you are the president, you need to look at these things and David fix the mess. Because David, see, you cannot live in a country where 87%
and you know
believe the country is heading the wrong direction. It's dangerous.
The sad thing is this. They don't want when it favors them, when some of these reports come and it favors them, it's been a very good report that has been put together. If it does not support or favor them, then they rubbish it. So you would have somebody who we all admire, who says, well, he's been appointed as running mate for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who can come and tell us that to him, he thinks that the current president has even done much more better than, what do you call it? Kwame Nkrumah. And you think the Ghanaians who are discerning will sit down and say, oh, yeah, what you said is right. But when you come and tell the Ghanaian that there's no doom, but there's doom CAC, and people's equipments and gadgets are going off for hours, and the gadgets are getting damaged. You tell me there's no doom, but there's doom CAC. Let's be real with the Ghanaian and stop the lies.
Dave, you see, even about this question, President Akufo-Addo in opposition, Dave, I've always told you that if there's a political tradition I have studied for a very long time, it's the Dombo Dankwa tradition. These same credit ratings, Fitch,
EIU,
Bloomberg, and all that, he was quoting them. He was quoting Imani Ghana. Today, the president had the boldness. Today, the president had the boldness to mount a political platform and classify these people as professional Jeremias, and even to ram down rating agencies. The rating agencies he relied on to chastise the Mahama regime today, they are all appendages and stooges of the NDC. How can that happen? So, Dave, you see, that is intellectual dishonesty. And for me, Dave, it clearly tells you that we need to have a grab of the situation. Dave, the day we analyzed Kenya, I told you that it may not happen in Ghana, but there are signs of closeness. Dave, recently, when the National Security Coordinator and Akufo spoke at the Ghana Armed Forces Staff College graduation or whatever, Wampoku, I've forgotten the full name, he reinforced these things. So, Dave, we need to sit down as a country, stop the usual, and come to a certain conclusion to have a firm grab on unemployment. Because you see, Dave, when someone is viable, I usually say to buy 4, I'm up. There's no way I'm going to a rally to throw stones. It won't happen. Because by 3 I'm upon, my mind is gone. I'm going to sleep. David will not have time to go and throw stones. Leo himself will not have time.
But again, if you are doing the right things, Leo Stanley, if you're doing the right things, 2 years ago, the president kept talking about guarding our democracy, so that
he has the worst perception.
So the point is, coup should not happen. But the bottom line is, if things are being done right, would we have to come and say we need to guard our
we need to look at the conditions that fuels ideas like coup and all those things.
It's in the
look at what is happening in Kenya.
Yeah, exactly. So if you look around and you think whatever you are doing is not going to, produce
look
that kind
at
of problems.
Congo, Burkina Faso. Look at the neighboring countries that coup d'etat has happened there.
Dave, in fact, when you read the report,
what caused it?
They talk that the president has been high-handed when it comes to handling of the media issues and all that. They talked about unemployment. They talk about joblessness, the state of the economy. For example, the EIU reference the state of the economy and all that. So all these things, there are commonalities there. Now, Dave, you see, another thing that's even in the report we are not talking about is that it's not as if it's only Ghana. There's a certain wind in Africa.
Yeah.
And especially when the wind that is blowing, there was almost a mutiny in Cote d'Ivoire. Now, when you go to Burkina Faso, half of the country is gone. In Mali, it's gone.
Yeah.
In Niger, in Chad, Africa is not at peace. So the little thing you can do, and then we see, the reason why I say people should take note of this, that in 2014, until 2022 Afrobarometer report, the worst Afrobarometer report we had recorded was under John Mahama in 2014. He left power in 2016. They were singing the same song. Oh, we don't trust the report. Oh, we don't do this. They left power in 2012. And then we see the danger is that it's not just about people losing trust in the president. Oh, people are losing trust in the court. Meaning that they will settle scores where? On the street. And David, see, when I analyze, I tell you that don't look at it myopically. Extend it. When we spoke to Dr. Jones this week about the guy who was lynched, it's because over time the police have told us that they cannot fix some of these issues. And Dave, the worst perception about the police is under Akufo-Addo. The worst perception about the EC is under Akufo-Addo. The worst perception about the army and the court is under Akufo-Addo. So if you're a president and a superintendent over this, it tells you something that if I have an issue with David over land issues, I won't go to the court. We will settle it on the street. That is why someone will have the boldness to pick a gun
and go to a police station.
In the presence of a police station and shoot a uniformed
military man.
Soldier. So Dave, you see, when you see the news item, you may think that it's just a one
would
incident.
Even tell you that I reported this person. This is a criminal we all know of.
But we will deal with him on the street.
No, he was arrested and barely a few hours after.
He's back on the
street. So if it happens twice or thrice, what then happens?
Yesterday they had a credible intel, the Tanoso incident. There are people that enclave where the incident happened. There are many things that have happened, and this is not the first someone have actually died in that enclave. Where the community told the police is responsible. They've seen the person back on the street. This is not the first time. We've also heard incidents in a Jusso where there was another incident, the person was arrested, later they are back on the street. When you do this
continuously,
it feeds into a certain percent. When you are the president and you are superintendent over such a thing, you need to be careful.
Listen, let's share with our listeners our Friday edition of the Total Recall. And this is what we have for you today.
Election time na amanyoko bia epre nti ne obeka bia ama nipa akoma adane ama o eno na obeka nti entra now they film no kra now they film ya de frafra no kra no ho yenka na ya de intro film na
wa luko so you know that what you're sharing, what you're saying, what you're promising, what you say you will deliver, you know some of them are lies, mere lies. But because you're looking for the power, you say them. And then there are people who believe you because they look at you and they're like, oh, Charlie, this is supposed to be a credible person. So when the person is promising me A, B, C, and D, I need to believe in it and accept it and, let's say vote for the person. Well, you are telling us lies.
Dave, you see, let me pick one policy from each of the parties. Bamia in his bold solution said that they'll do EV cars. Dave, I have a master's in energy. Now, Dave, when you go to the Netherlands, the country that have successfully implemented EVs, they don't rely on fossil fuels. They rely on green energy, wind, solar, and all that. What is Ghana's renewable energy capacity now?
No, very low.
Dave, if a bus is traveling from Accra to Tamale, they will do over 500 kilometers, right? Where are the charging ports? Do you have charging ports in this country?
No. I have not heard of.
So you see, it is not something that can be done in 4 years. But it's a bold solution. And you have to agree.
But you plan towards it.
Dave, I'm coming. And you have to agree. When the president gave the waiver for the 7 years electric cars have been, Dave, how many electric cars have you seen in this country? We don't have the system to be able to run. Because Dave, you see, yesterday my light went off for about 4 hours, right? Even the fossil fuels we are relying on to power our homes and everything, we are struggling. So how much more cars? Mahama too says women what National Development Bank.
But so if they make those audacious promises, why don't we scrutinize them and grip them at the back?
Let me finish there because they say that I'm really blaming about me. When you do that, Mahama also said they will do Women Interest Bank or whatever, National Bank. Dave, when did you create NIB? Have you seen the troubles of the NIB? Have you seen their books recently? We created Agri Development Bank. How many loans has ADB given to SMEs in the agri value chain? In the agri value chain. So why don't we take commercial bank, a unit dedicated towards the affairs of women? But we are coming to create a whole bank.
I remember there was this Women's World Banking not too long ago here in Ghana. Oh. I don't know where the Women's World Banking is. So the point is, election time.